Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I am doing a review of some products, which some I've already used, some I haven't, and I am going through, as late as I am on some of them, some influencer brands, some influencer collaborations, and I say influencer, some are makeup artists, but they have an online presence, so I guess influencer now? Well, they've influenced me to buy something, so influencers. Okay, just before we get into that, if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Robert, I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it's my goal to help you become a pro yourself, or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then do please consider subscribing. Okay, I have an eye base on already, my brows are done, I've cleansed my skin. I haven't primed just yet. The way I like to prime my skin is just with a serum. And serums for me are much better than moisturizers because I'm oily. I know my skin, moisturizers don't sit well on my skin in terms of how long I want my foundation to last. If I want my foundation to last even longer, I just use a serum. So today we are going in with the Peptide Q10 and Ginger Daily Defense Antioxidant Serum. This is from Selfless by Hyram. I'm not a skincare person. I don't know exactly what this does, but it's a serum and you can use it in the morning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. So it's very almost like, it's not watery, but also it's not like a gel. It's almost like a thicker, it feels like a thicker serum. There's no smell. It definitely instantly smooths some areas for me, like around the nose here. I'll wait for it to like absorb and settle and see how it is. Now I am bearing in mind that this isn't necessarily a makeup primer, so I can't judge it as a primer, but I will a little bit for this purpose. But also the way it feels on the skin in terms of how I feel foundation's gonna sit on it. Yeah, I have really dry nostrils recently, like round the rib here. Nice, I'm gonna let that do its thing and we're gonna move on to the eyes and we'll come back to this. Straight up, my skin feels bouncy, a tiny bit, not sticky and not tacky. Tacky would be the wrong word, but you can see it definitely has a kind of bounce to it. So that's a nice, that will help grip to our foundation. So a million years later, I finally have my hand on the Mikayla and Glamlight palette. Now this just looks absolutely stunning. You know, I'm looking right at those purples, but this green looks beautiful as well. Some super late shyness, as obviously there was a lot of hype over this, as there should be. So it was selling out all the time. And, you know, when they restock in the US, by the time we wake up in the UK, it's gone. So I was like, you know what? Let me wait it out as much as I want it. And I finally have it, along with some other stuff from Glamlight, which I want to try later on. Okay, so let's do something. I'm also going to be using brushes throughout this, and this counts as another influencer brand. These are the brushes from Rose and Ben. Some of you might have seen me talk about these or used these before. Where's my other one? I do have some more, but I've grabbed these because I haven't cleaned my brushes. And these are just incredible. I was gifted these, and then after using them, I immediately ordered more. This blending brush in particular, the E29, is amazing. Absolutely incredible. I love them. They are so soft. The shape is perfect. It's not too big. It's not too small for blending. They're just stunning. So I have 3 here. I know I have more somewhere. I think I've used them, so I need to clean them. Then we have this tiny, tiny little like detailing brush, which you can get right on these inside corners here, do any kind of detailing with. And then this brush we'll use on the face later. This is a C40, and it's the most incredible blusher, bronzer, anything where you want that shape up in this area. Where is the... I also am going to be using, she's an incredible makeup artist, but I'm counting her in the influencer space because she's influenced me to buy her brushes, but also her lashes that she released recently, which I wanted for today, but they haven't arrived yet. Casey Jane Hughes and Spectrum brushes. These are absolutely incredible as well. This is one of my favorite brushes. You see it's almost like a duo fiber, but not. It's that similar kind of texture where it's denser and then thinner. Ooh. It's denser and thinner on the top here. A few more detailing brushes and some face brushes we're going to mainly use those for. And we'll be mixing in some other brushes there as well. Okay, what do we do? Does somebody say purple? Or do I use green? Okay, I don't know. Let's do purple and green. It's been a long time. We're going to go in with the shade Frisky first. This is the first time I've ever used Glamlight. This is the first time I've ever used their texture formula, I should say. Let's do like a winged halo. Very nice. Very nice. Pigmentation is there. Color is there. Take it on the inside here too. Wow, look at how intense that color comes out. And you know what? It stays. It's again a really stupid thing, but some eyeshadow palettes don't do it. When you blend the color, it blends. It doesn't just slide across. It doesn't just move anywhere at once. Color stays here, but also blends out. We get that nice build up rather than wish-washy. What did I do here? I was going for one shape and made a complete different one. And that's fine. We'll tidy it up with concealer. So I'm going to get my shape in. And this is when I love to use the Rose and Ben brush. Because now I'm just going to go around and really buff in. Why am I all the way over here? Buff in and blend. It's just, I don't know what it is. You know, you just get that one blending brush and you're like, oh my God, this is it. This is it, you know? Your favorite blending brush. It's just kind of like, you know, best review of a brush ever. It kind of just like, you know? Okay, let's go into the shade. Okay, so I can't say that in an English accent, but part 2. And it's like this nice, it's not like, it is a nice brighter purple. Let's take that on here and we can build up that darker shade again. So let's not worry too much about going over it. Just eyeshadow is doing what an eyeshadow should do. The colors are building up nicely. Let me... Blending beautifully with the other shade. Look at that connect, like it blends in super nicely. Some matte, brighter eyeshadows, you get this almost like patchiness from it. Like you go and try and like put one on top of the other and it's like one doesn't sit. And I'm just going to gently fade out that join by brushing inwards, almost like pushing the eyeshadow back on itself. So we're still getting that blend, but keeping the inside open. Okay, so I have a bit of a dilemma here. I either want to go in with Stunning, which is this green, or do I go in with Immaculate, which is this purple for the middle? Let's do it, fuck it. Nah! We're going for the green. Ooh! Yeah, okay, doing it. Yeah, okay, we're good. Oh. That's like liquid metal. That is beautiful. The product isn't too heavily pressed. Sometimes if a pan is too heavily pressed, you go in for like one and you have to struggle to get rest out. But each time I'm getting a really good amount off the green shadow. My brush that had the part 2 shade on, I'm not going to add any extra. I'm just going to gently tap over that join. Same on this side, just to blend them in ever so slightly. Okay, all right. Now I want to add a little bit of depth to the outside corner. So I'm thinking of going into Willow here. It's this really dark brown, but part of me sees a tiny bit of purple in it. Tiny. So I'm going to add that on the outside corners here. Yeah, it is, right? Like it's a deep purple. I'm going to take the Rose and Ben brush E27 and get right into that inside corner here. And then, of course, back in with our Rose and Ben blending brush. I'm just going to buff... Oh, actually, a different one because that's got the glittery green on. Just buff all that in. And again, not to worry about all this. We're going to tidy that up. Okay, now, I want to talk to you about something. And I want to be completely honest. And I know this is gonna piss some people off. But I want to talk about the new foundation from Wayne Goss. This is the Luxury Cream Foundation. Now I bought this. A lot of people had asked me to review this foundation, which of course, if I get a lot of people asking me to, I'm going to do it. I know a lot of people who watch my videos watch his. That's a statistic you can see on YouTube, who watches, you know, what your followers also watch. And I know that everyone supports him or wants to support him. If I'm going to, here's the deal though, if I'm going to review something, I'm going to be 100% honest about it all the time. I'm not going to pretend to like something because, you know, you should like it. I have tried this foundation because I so desperately wanted to like it. Honestly, I love a cream foundation. I wear cream foundations. I use cream foundations on clients. I know how to prep the skin for cream foundation. it's not something that's new to me. And a lot of makeup artists and a lot of you, it's not something that's new. However, and here's the proof, right? I bought 3 of the sponges. I bought 3 because I wanted to try different ways. And I've used them. I wanted to try different ways. I wanted to try different primers, serums, moisturizers. I really wanted to give everything a go. I have not used it yet and liked it. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, here's my reasons. And here's something else I just want to say before this. A lot of the time when someone reviews a foundation or any product and maybe it isn't the answer that you want from me or from someone else, you're like, oh, well, you use it wrong. You use it like this. I am not going to own 20, 50, 30 foundations and remember the specifics of how that brand told me to use that foundation. You shouldn't have to. You should be able to buy a foundation and not have to buy a whole separate skincare routine. Buy a foundation, not have to buy a whole new, brush line. I'm not saying this is what Wayne Goss is doing. This is my answer to everyone else. You should be able to buy a foundation or a product and incorporate it into your already existing routine. Yes, you can make some adaptations, maybe switch your moisturizer to something different, but you shouldn't have to remember all these different things. Same with lip products, same with eyeshadow, same with eye primers. Everything doesn't work on everyone. Now, I have watched many reviews on this foundation and some people love it. A lot of people love it and a lot of them it works on. For me, it didn't. And I want to show you why. And I'm going to try and make it work again for me today. I've primed my skin, as you saw, just with a serum. And that's how I prime my skin always, because it always works for me. And yes, I've tried both sides of a sponge. I've done everything. I've even gone along with the video and watched it and saw what's, like I've tried everything because I really wanted to use it because it's a beautiful looking foundation. So the side that I found worked best for me. So basically, this is the foundation. I have 3 shades here. I bought number 9, I bought number 8, and I bought number 11 because I wanted, just in case I need to lighten or darken. Number 9 was a better match for me, and I found that out of both sides, the shorter side worked best. Now, when you're using a sponge like this, instead of don't just fold it over and do this. You want to get your finger in there and you can use that to apply pressure in areas where you need to, or none at all. So I'm going to use my thumb to apply pressure and get some product on here. One thing that was mentioned in the video was wiping motions like this. This fucked up my skin, and not fucked up my skin, it showed texture on my skin like crazy. So I found that for me, this kind of pushing motion into the skin made it look better. Not the best, but it made it look better. But when I wiped, every single thing showed up. Now, here's the deal. My skin is incredibly oily. I have really textured skin right here and on my nose. So like I said, when I swipe, not the best idea. Now here's something, again, I thought there was a point where I had made this foundation work. However, I had 2 people comment on my skin. 2 people that don't know anything about makeup while I was wearing it. And they were literally like, what's wrong with your skin? And I was like, okay, great. But I haven't got it working just yet. But like I said, this is the best motion. And you know what? It gets to a point where I'm like, you know what? That looks, like, to me, that looks fine. But I don't know. It's just like about it. My skin looks extreme, like it has loads of texture on it. I don't quite know how else to explain the way it looks. And it's almost like it has coverage, but at the same time it doesn't. And I've built up the coverage as well because, you know, it's sold as like a really highly pigmented foundation. That's another thing I've seen in other people's reviews, is that maybe it isn't as highly pigmented as suggested, you know. But what I think has happened with my brain is now I've tried it many times and have been like, okay, I don't like it. I keep looking for the same thing. So I'm going to put it on and I'm going to let you be the judge of what you think of a foundation, because I am now like blind to the results. I really have to kind of like concentrate when I'm putting it on because I don't want to fuck it up either. I got my head right here on a bag. I was getting out a taxi and I dipped my head too low down and I trying to get out and I cut my head on a bag I was holding. I'm gonna zoom you in. Oh, that's close. Okay. So this is it on my skin. Now I just feel like you can see texture everywhere, right? Like you can see texture all on my skin. My skin is heavily textured. priming my skin how I do with any other foundation, how I do with my Lisa Eldridge foundation, how I do with my, the one from Rimmel, my Rare Beauty one. And this result isn't quite, like, look at my nose looks like, look, wait, I go out. It's just like you can see every single pore. And if I stroke down, it doesn't make it any better. It makes it like even more pory. And that's what I was finding even, you know, with one layer, the initial layer, it just wasn't working for me. I'm going to try and push some foundation back in there. We'll go to the powder as well in a little bit. I was just, I don't know, I guess a little bit disappointed is all. I'm going to use the lighter shade as a concealer. And you know what? Usually I hold on to my foundations that I don't really like and I use them in front of camera because you can kind of like trick the light a little bit. So I'll hold on to this one for now, but it's definitely not one that I would reach for in the future. And I'm sorry, if you like it and it worked for you, that's great. And I was, you know, I was watching reviews and I was seeing the same results I was getting, but people were like, you know, they liked it. So I don't know. If you like your skin looking a certain way, I guess that's it. It just wasn't happening for me. That's all I can say really on it. I mean, it looks okay on camera here. It looks all right. Okay, let me finish up under the eyes. And let me just finish up by saying this. I have a lot of the other Wayne Goss products, the eyeshadow, the blusher, lipsticks, glosses, all beautiful. All absolutely stunning, and I would absolutely recommend them. But this is why I would absolutely recommend you watch other reviews as well and form an opinion. I don't know what that says, but I'm going into NARS. Oh. Okay, let's go into the Mikayla Glamlight Pressed Highlighter. Oh, I think is there only one? I guess there's only one. I'm gonna fill in this whole area here with that highlighter. Look, it's like it focuses on a shine and my camera gets confused and like takes it away. But it's most definitely giving a good shine. Nice. Blush. I don't think I have any like influencer blushes. Okay, I'm just gonna go in my Fenty cream, that's so dirty, bronzer, and this brush, and I'm just gonna get a little bit on the brush here, and I'm gonna use this pointier side up here and this larger side just like this, and I'm just gonna gently do strokes upwards and pat a little bit as well. This is so soft. It's so beautiful. What's the number again? C40. And it just the way it moves and the way it like the hairs like disperse as you move it, it's just so cleverly designed, which is, it just makes like for perfect application. I absolutely adore these brushes. I'm also going to go with my Amber Contour as well, which is really cold tone. Same brush, same way, just a little bit closer to the outer edges. So we add shadow. Just put on some lips. Now, you would have seen me last week. I would have used this last week. Yeah, the Lunar Beauty lip oils. Absolutely stunning. I have a whole video on that new collection if you want to see the blush palette, eyeshadow palette. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's finish up with the Mikayla lashes. Where did I put them? These ones just here. These are very dramatic for a lot of people. I personally love a dramatic lash. So I'm going to pop these on and be right back. Okay, lashes are on. These are actually really, really beautiful lashes. I was looking at them thinking they're going to be crazy big, don't mind a big lash, but actually they're not overly crazy. You can still see my eye makeup. They have a nice flick. It gives that definition across the lash line. Very, very nice. maybe I should get a few pairs of these because I know me and lashes, once I like a pair of lashes, I use them like 50 times. Okay, let's finish up with the Wayne Goss powder. Again, this is another one I've used. I don't like it with a sponge. I'm going to use a very lightweight brush, and I'm going to use this one from the Casey Jane Hughes and Spectrum collection. And I'm just going to gently pat just into this area where I get a little bit oily. I don't want to play too much with the texture. It's a very nice powder. This is something I would definitely keep using. It's definitely very smooth on the skin. It does kind of add to that texture of the foundation in this corner here. But as an oily person, as soon as I get oily, that's going to be non-existent anyway. Okay, so that was my review of some collaborations. Let me just clarify again for all of you people out there who are going to take it personal that I didn't like the foundation. It's just my review, it's just my opinion, it's just on my skin. Please watch other reviews. Don't take it as a hit to your day. Well, thank you so much again for joining me. Please give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down. And please do consider subscribing. And I will see you very, very soon. Bye.